Stan the Survival Man here with another survival tip. Let me give you some background first. During World War II, my mother lived in Switzerland. Now, as you know, Switzerland was surrounded by Nazi Germany. The Germans hadn't attacked Switzerland yet because, one, Switzerland is defended by a great array of mountains, and every man, woman, and child was armed. So Hitler wasn't ready to disturb that porcupine quite yet. He was saving them for last. But since Switzerland was cut off, they couldn't get supplies like heating oils and cooking oils and coal and food. So everything was rationed. When they started running out of cooking oil, heating oil, and coal, they had to become very resourceful. Well, at first, to heat their homes, they started chopping down trees and branches and clearing out the dead wood. They didn't cut all the trees because they needed to save their orchards for food, of course, in the summertime. But once the forests were stripped clean of all the pine cones and branches and dead wood, they had to become creative. My mother lived in barren Switzerland. So what they did was they used newspaper. Now, if you just took a sheet of newspaper and crumpled it up and put it in the fire and lit it, it's not going to burn very long, nor very hot. So what they did was that they would take a bunch of newspaper like this and roll it very, very tightly. Even tighter than I'm rolling it now. You roll it as tight as you can to make a little bundle like this. And once they had a tight bundle of newspaper, they then would wrap twine around it. The twine would hold it in its round shape. And then they would soak it in water. Once they soaked it in water, it would become like a stick and would burn for long periods of time. Well, here you can use toilet paper rolls. So me and my family, we save our toilet paper rolls and we save our newspapers, and we roll them up like this, slide the newspaper on, and now you've got a handy dandy stick. Great kindling, and can burn for quite a long time, a lot longer than the paper here, and it'll put out a lot more heat. So what you can do is save your toilet paper rolls, save your newspaper, and then you have emergency backup heat. Now, if you don't have that, you can use even bills. This little roll here is made up of old Verizon telephone bills. Just was clearing out the file after statute of limitations, cleaning up some of the old files, rolled up my bills. Now I've got a chunk of firewood. So you can use this to produce a fire in case of emergencies. Use a little bit of newspaper on the bottom and stack up these like so. Nice little log cabin out of it. And now you have fire, heat. Once you bundle them up like this, they'll burn for a lot longer. Now, like I said, my mother in Switzerland, they would roll them up, put twine around them, and then soak them in water. Bring them out, let them dry out, and then it was a very dense stick and would burn for a long period of time. This here will burn for 15-20 minutes, just like normal kindling would. Right, buddy? Come sit by the fire with me. Okay, so you can see the fire still going. It's been burning for 5 minutes. And you may be thinking, well, why don't you just lay the paper on top of it and light it underneath? Well, when paper's in this kind of configuration, flat, it doesn't burn well. So when you roll it up, just like natural sticks, it allows the air to go in and around the fire and makes a much better fire, like a real campfire. All right, here we are at the 12-minute mark. 8 rolls of newspapers, and we're still burning strong after 12 minutes. We're at the 22-minute mark. 22 minutes still burning. I feel like yours cooked or golden brown. I like my marshmallows burnt. "25 minutes, still burning. 30 minutes, still putting out heat and fire. Not bad for 8 rolls of newspaper. So 40 minutes into it, and I've still got a fire that's putting out heat. Kind of stirring it around here to get it to burn better. But 40 minutes, 8 newspaper logs, I'm still surviving. So if the power goes out and you have a wood-burning fireplace or wood-burning stove and you don't have any firewood, you can resort to rolled up newspaper. Remember, roll it up real tight as you can. Slip a toilet paper roll over it, soak it in water if you want to. These ones were not soaked. Or use some string to tie them up. But they make nice little logs that'll burn for quite a while. In my house I have 3 wood-burning stoves, so I could basically heat my whole house if I needed to. Now those of you who have a gas fireplace with the little concrete logs, power goes out, gas gets shut off, there's a natural disaster, you're going to freeze. I'm sorry for you. Not me.